What's going on, everybody? It's Talon out here at 127 Automart, and I am giddy as can be because today we get to check out this 2011 Mercedes S550. This is such a beautiful car. Oh my goodness, I'm stunned just looking at it. I love those big aftermarket Mercedes wheels. They look so much better than the 5 spokes. This car has everything you could want. It is the pinnacle, the maximum. It's as good as you get from Mercedes. Any trim or anything you can think of, this car has it. It's completely optioned. It's just absolutely beautiful. We're gonna actually get to take this one on a drive today, so I'm really excited about that. All right, let's get this beauty out on the road and see how she drives. All right, again, to put it in drive, you just got the stock right here. Push down twice. Now we're ready to effortlessly roll away. Got your nice Mercedes logo pirouetting out there on the hood right in front of you, leading the charge. All right, let's start off with what this car is meant to do, and that's some highway cruising. And you just ride a wave of torque right up to the speed limit there at 60, like you're meant to be there in the first place. Up here at about 65 miles an hour, you really got to be careful not to let it inch towards 70, 75, because this car, it's got the low end torque, and it just wants to push you on forward and let you ride that wave of torque up to it'd probably be most comfortable about 70, 80 miles an hour, but on this highway the speed limit's 55, so we got to keep it cool, calm, and collected. Again, this thing's definitely not short on power for being a rolling ballroom. Really, it'll get you on up there if you're not paying attention. This car is really meant to be a comfortable highway cruiser, be a great car to commute to work in, or even for road trips. It's extremely comfortable. I feel like I'm sitting on the couch right now. Now, I would not recommend using the massage seat with the heater early in the morning when you're still drowsy, because that may just put you to sleep. This massage seat right here, let me tell you, it does a number on my back. It feels great. Coming up to our first turn on the drive here. Got those big, nice vented brakes up front to bring you down to a stop. Let's see if we can get some clear traffic here. Now, the way they've tuned this 5.5 liter V8, it's definitely not, I wouldn't describe it as aggressive. So, you know, pulling off and pulling around 90-degree turns and stuff like that, you really got to get into it if you wanted to kick that back around. It's not meant to be a real showy, drifty kind of car, but this car is meant to take care of you, and it does a really good job of that. It really doesn't feel like it's going to bite me, but when you put your foot in it, you just ride along. It just shoves you along with that low end torque and gets you up to whatever speed you need to be at, and then it'll just comfortably cruise right there. I would call this a fast car, not really an aggressive car. All right, coming up to this roundabout here, we're gonna get on the brakes a bit, and we're gonna hit a little back road route back to the dealership. Really not a lot of body roll for being such a heavy car. And again, pulling right out of there, you know, it's wet out. Now, I'm not matting it or anything, but I am giving it a little gas, and I think you really have to be doing something stupid for this big old motor to bite back at you. When you look at some of the other offerings in this price point and at this size, you know, the BMW Series 7, the Jaguar XJ, even the Porsche Panamera, So they try to hide their weight and having, you know, the wheelbase of a bus, and try to kind of mix in some sports car features. And while this car is definitely sporty with that big motor, they don't try to hide the fact that it's a big car. And that's what's good about it. It's comfortable. It's, you know, you got weight to throw around and a bunch of space. And while this thing is heavy and it's got a long wheelbase, on this windy back road right here, it feels perfectly at home. I don't feel like I'm throwing around a brick or anything like that. It is well appointed, but it's not a zip around little sports car. You got to respect each vehicle you're driving, and that's just not what this is meant for. But they retain a lot of the good virtues of being a big boat car. It's comfortable. It just absorbs all of those nasty bumps. Even though you still feel connected to the road, you also get all the space and all the amenities you could possibly need. This car wants to make you comfortable and take all of the effort out of the drive without completely taking the spirit of the drive away. So you got your automatic windshield wipers, all these nice amenities built right into the seat, like I said before, the massager and the heat. You know, being in this car is just kind of like being in a different world. It's a pretty chilly and gloomy day out here in Kentucky, but I feel pretty disconnected from all that in this nice cabin. I mean, it feels like that's something I'm watching going on outside. That's not something that's affecting me. Even the bumps in the road here, I can feel them and I know they're there, but they don't disturb me. They don't disturb my pretty little notebook here. I think I could even have a drink setting right here and it would sit just fine. This car protects you and cocoons you from the bad parts of the road and the outside, and it makes you feel very, very safe and comfortable. Coming up to these railroad tracks here, we're going to get to see what some of that air suspension talk is all about. Now those are some pretty rough tracks, and I've been over those in a bunch of different vehicles, and let me tell you, this car is the best feeling one. Like I said, I still know they're there, but they don't really affect me. This car does feel very, very planted. It's not walking around the road. It goes exactly where I tell it to, exactly when I tell it to. This active steering is really, really nice. You still feel nice and connected to the road, but it's very easy to deal with and handle. The brakes feel good too. Come down to a quick stop if you need to, even in a big old heavy car like this. Again, railroad tracks, that's kind of a rough crossing, and they don't really affect me. I just love how this thing just wafts you on a wave of torque down the road, gets you right back up to the speed you're meant to be at, and says, "Thank you, sir." This is definitely a butler of a car. Pulling back into the dealership now, and I gotta say, man, I love this thing. Turning radius is great for being so long. It just blows me away. Now, I gotta warn you, if you come and you test drive this car, it's going to spoil you. I spent a little time with it yesterday. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to get a video out, but I got back into the truck that I drive and it felt terrible, where normally it feels pretty good. This car will spoil you to driving anything else. Let's pull up right here, get it parked. Click this on the end of the stock here to put it in park, and your button will turn the motor off for you. What a test drive. I absolutely love this car, from the walnut to the aluminum. It just, you couldn't ask for more. This thing is the pinnacle of the Mercedes lineup. Got the nice 5.5 liter V8. That thing is tuned perfectly for this car. I love the double screens and the way this infotainment screen will turn so you can see it better, or your passenger, or if you want to have it straight, that's fine. You don't have to worry about hitting curbs, lips, or anything like that, because you can just raise your suspension to pull into a nasty driveway. You got some sport suspension that you can use on some of those back roads, but like I said, this is a heavy car. It's just meant to make it feel a little better. It's not meant to be thrown around the hairpins. You got a nice little phone right here under this handrest. You control your infotainment with this knob right here. As you can see, it's tuning the radio there. The volume's going to be on this side. You get your headrest fold down here and your shade adjustment right here that adjusts the shade on the back glass back there. You get some storage right here in your door, along with your trunk open, obviously all your window switch, and this plethora of switches for your seat. There's your cool button, your heat, and you can adjust everything from the headrest to the cushion on top of the seat. This thing has got it all. Hopping into the back seat, I'm not going to stick my dirty feet on these carpets right here, but you got your climate control right here for your passengers. You got what looks to be some speakers in the rear seat and some nice storage here with this nice pleated leather. Got an ashtray back here. You know, if you're an executive and you have your own driver and you happen to smoke, you got it right there. This also will adjust that back sunshade, as you can see. Got your window switches, and the sunshade switch is also over there, along with your own passenger mirrors in the rear right here too. All right, you obviously got some big storage space back here, a couple pockets on either side with some nets to keep your stuff in, a Mercedes-Benz first aid kit, and some extra storage right under this lift up. Put your trunk down, you just press this button right here. It'll close for you. All the doors are also soft close. I think that's really awesome on a 2011. If you want to get your hands on this beautiful beast of a Mercedes, it's going to be $26,995. The car only has 43,000 miles on it. We've got a plethora of service records for it. It's been taken care of perfectly. If you'd like to check it out for yourself, go to 127automart.com, or you can give us a call at 859-734-5566. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next